Hey there, welcome to the video. We're going to be working on this high chair. The high chair tray had a pretty bad crack in it, as you can see there. So I wanted to do a bow tie joint here to help hold it all together so it doesn't wiggle and the crack doesn't grow anymore. Now this is my very first bow tie joint ever. Look at that! Isn't that terrible? Oh, that's the worst. So we're just going to go ahead and put some glue in it and squish it on in, and it'll be just fine. I clamped it overnight, and yeah, that's sort of where you can see it there. It's on the bottom side of the tray, and you see those four other screw holes on the top of there. Those were some screw hardware, and I put some glue in the holes because the holes were a little bit big. So when I put the screws back in for that hardware, that'll then keep it nice and tight for those screws. I give it a little bit of a wiggle test there, and it feels nice and strong now. Before it wiggled really bad. So this is sort of what it looked like here. Pretty rough, a lot of wood sticking out there. So let's take it to the belt sander here. Yeah, just went over it a couple times to smoothen it out, kind of get it pretty dang close, as you can see there. Time for some more sanding yet again. I just wanted to smoothen it out a little bit more, and here it is. Yeah, I'm happy with it. You know, it's my first one, so I didn't take too much time either. I just sort of chiseled it out real quick. I had a friend over and we were talking as well. So on the upper side here, though, we've got that crack there. I didn't like it. So I like to do this little technique where you put glue on it and kind of sand over that raw glue. And that sort of creates this like 50-50 mixture of sawdust with glue. And then you kind of work all those sawdust glue chunk things in the crack to help seal it up. And it turned out really good looking. This high chair is completely sanded down. It had an old dark finish on it. I unfortunately don't have any video of it or pictures or anything, but this used to be the high chair my wife used when she was a child, so it's very old. And so, yeah, my wife, she did like all the work sanding around all these little nooks and crannies everywhere. My goodness, that was no fun. I helped just a little bit, but she definitely did the bulk of all the sanding work. But now that it's all sanded, we're ready to get it finished here. So I'm going to take it all apart and hang it up in my paint spraying booth. Here it all is hung up. I'm going to spray a lacquer on it, and I'm going to give it like a good 3 coats. Well, actually, I did 4 coats. Typically, I'll do 3 coats for things, but this one, I wanted to do 4 coats just to add that extra layer of protection on it so it holds up throughout all the years. Here's everyone's favorite part, applying the finish. It is definitely the most satisfying part of any woodworking project that you have. I take my time here to spray a very light coat of lacquer over all the surfaces from all the different angles. And once that all dries, then I'll give it a good sanding here. It takes about 20 minutes or so for the lacquer to dry, but it's all good now, and so I give it a good sanding everywhere. I'm using a little sponge sanding pad to make it all nice and smooth to touch. And once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and put on the second coat here. It's just like the first one, and it'll be just like the third one. You just spray, sand, spray, sand. You really should be wearing a respirator while you're doing this kind of work. I didn't have one nearby, so what I ended up doing is I just holding my breath. I do that a lot in construction. I will just hold my breath whenever I'm doing extremely dusty things or something, and I can hold my breath for quite a while. Now it's time to put this thing back together. I reinstalled these brackets that the tray slides onto and it can click on. Then these are the other end that goes on the underneath side of the tray. So I screw these back on, and I'm really glad I put the glue in these holes here because these screws are holding on much, much better. There it is. The tray just slides on, and voila, there it is. Hey, if you've taken any time out of your day to watch the video here, I want to say thank you. I appreciate it. I'm gonna try to make videos at least once a week. I'm gonna make shorts once a day, definitely. But I do a lot of building and construction work, and I just want to share what I do with whoever wants to join me. So if you like the video, I mean, give it a like and think about subscribing maybe if you want to watch more of the stuff I do. I hope you all have a wonderful day.